What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here, PackersNews.com, live on Facebook, live from my car, as my daughter is at CrossFit Kids. I thought I'd jump on while I could and take some questions. It's the summer, it's slow. I know there's not a whole lot to talk about, but I don't want to miss a day. But that means you're going to have to put up with some unusual locations from time to time. But yeah, wanted to jump on, see what's on everybody's mind. It's, about 5 o'clock Eastern here. It's freaking hot in New York City, although the humidity's finally gone down, thank goodness. But yeah, the Packers, Brett Favre made some headlines today. I posted at PackersNews.com. He was on the Wilde and Tausch program earlier this morning and said that he had spoken to Aaron Rodgers last week. So that was a fun conversation to hear about. You can make sure to check that out at PackersNews.com. Everybody checking in the comments, hello. Chet, is there anything new? No, no, there's not. This is the definite dead time in the NFL calendar between now and the start of camp. The only news that will probably be generated will be either injuries away from the facility and or arrests, which of course is everything that club officials hold their breath about during this 5-week stretch. Hope you are willing to answer this. Who is more repulsive, Colin Cowherd or Skip Bayless? I gotta be honest, man, I don't find either one of them repulsive. I think they've both done a very good job building their little media fiefdoms, and I'll leave it at that. Nice hat, thanks. It's new, just got it in the mail. What's up, Jeffrey, how are you? Jason, hello, thanks for joining us. Disappointed in Egypt. Man, you know, the game got away from him. What are you gonna do? Austria checking in. What is up, Philip? New York City saying, what's up in Austria? Hello, Bill. Hello, Luke. Chadwick, what's up? Do you think the 79 overall rating for the Packers in Madden is too low? Well, Otis, it's not a final rating. They won't release the final ratings until, I think during camp when the game comes out, but wait, what? You said Rodgers can't roll out anymore? I'm going to need a link on that one. I don't believe I've ever said that. I've said Rodgers needs to be careful rolling out. Oh, maybe was it yesterday when I was joking about Rodgers not rolling out to prevent getting hurt and having his collarbone broken the way he has the last 2 times he had his collarbone broken, rolling out to the right. Whew, context, people, context. I think my birthday card from you got lost in the mail. I apologize. It's a long list, man. A lot of people need their cards. I think it's spot on with the D monster weakness. We don't know if it's a weakness. We don't know if it's a monster weakness, especially until we see these guys put some pads on and start hitting. You think EQ can slide into the 3 by mid-season? That's a tall order. It's possible, though. Let's see these guys on a football field with some pads against NFL level talent, and then we'll start to have the mystery reveal itself. TO to the Packers. Hey, after that time 40 yesterday, who knows? Rodgers needs a better right side of the O-line. Well, Bulaga is very good when he's in there. It's just not in there a whole heck of a lot due to injury. And I think McCray will step up to the plate this year. Hey, from Brazil, what's up? Oh, I hope Neymar can go. Saw that injury today. That's not good. How's Mo Wilkerson looking? Tyrone, it's really tough to judge anything. I mean, the coaches have raved about him. He seems to be taking to the defense well. Obviously, he knows the system from playing with Mike Pettin before, but you can't really glean much from a defensive lineman in shorts and helmets. But I am very anxious to see him in a few weeks when the pads come on. Who's going to return kicks? Jared, I was talking to Michael Cohen about this the other day. Obviously, they're going to run a bunch of people back there during camp. They always do. I tend to think Jair Alexander can run away with that job, if you'll pardon the expression. And I know he's slightly built, and you do worry about injury. But hey, Deshaun Jackson has been a killer returner in the league for a long time, and he's not the biggest guy in the world. I tend to think Jair Alexander is your best bet there, and you know, I think that could cost Trevor Davis his job if he does end up getting that gig. What's up with HaHa? I don't know, Jess. I think he saw a part of the offseason where he wasn't required to be there during the OTAs, and he took advantage of it. Obviously, it coincided with a very personal moment for him in the loss of his godmother. I can't begrudge the guy for staying away. He showed up for minicamp, which was, required of him by the rules of the CBA and the team. So I don't know, not much to report. We'll see if he can bounce back this year under Mike Pettin. Leave haha alone, he'll be fine. Is this like the Britney video that went viral all those years ago? Leave Britney alone. I'm in a car too. That's pretty good. Or she wasn't in a car, was she? I don't know. Mike Daniel's still the best player on defense? Probably for now, but I think Kenny Clark is getting close. Lewis or Graham making a bigger overall impact at tight end this season? I'm going to go with Lewis. I told Brian Gutekunst on my podcast last week, I think that's an incredibly impressive signing with the real potential to be a real difference-making type signing really late in the process. The way he is going to be able to play in line and affect the passing game and be, a weapon in the red zone, and a leader, a veteran leader who's, definitely put in the time and seen it all. That's a big deal. And I think, as much as Graham clearly was the headliner, signed early there in free agency, has the potential to be a real weapon. His game is limited when it comes to the blocking part of it. His specialization makes it a little bit easier for defensive coordinators to understand what's going on, and not to mention the guys in the field. So I think Lewis will probably have the bigger impact. Any chance we retain Diallo or Brooks? Kevin, I suppose there's a chance if they get to camp and they don't like what they see, but I don't anticipate that happening before camp kicks off. Now, maybe there's injuries or somebody's play isn't up to snuff, but right now I think they're going to roll with what they got. What was your take on Jordy being cut? Whew, there's a Wayback Machine. I said pretty much leading up to the event itself that if they were going to make the choice between Nelson or Cobb, Nelson made the most sense because of age and his, pretty noticeable slowing down. Father Time is undefeated, and it's always best to get out a year too early than a year too late. And I don't doubt Jordy Nelson will be productive in Oakland, especially early in the season. But it was pretty clear he was on the downslide. And Gutekunst decided to move on. And essentially he made a 2-for-1 move where he jettisoned Nelson and he signed Graham and Wilkerson. I think that's a net positive for the Packers. Is that your car? It is my car. Don't vent and drive. I am parked. Thank you very much. Wayback Machine. Crooked lampshade, right. How's Clay's nose? Nobody's seen it, Glenn. It'll be interesting to see once camp starts and locker room opens up. Am I in New York? I am in New York. How much potential do you give Josh Jones? I think the sky's the limit for Josh Jones. He's just got to get assignment sure and stop thinking so much. I think he got really kind of messed up the second half of the last season because Capers had him playing deep and a lot of center field type stuff that I don't think is his forte. We all saw that Cincinnati game when he was near the line of scrimmage, asked to go sideline to sideline from there, get after the quarterback, taking tight ends and backs out of the backfield, rushing the passer, beating pass protection. He did it all that day, and I think that's the potential that that kid led them to draft him in the second round. But man almighty, he looked very poor the second half of last season, and I do think a lot of that was due to usage. Seattle, what's up, James? All right, guys, I'll take one or two more, and then I gotta go in and fetch my daughter. Use Jones like we did Chuck Woodson. Yeah, I mean, Woodson obviously made hay at that star position. Clearly, it's a different defense now, but I do think he would, thrive in that type of role, near the line of scrimmage, able to be a disruptor and use his physicality, because that's something that Woodson did better than anybody. What's up, SoCal? How is Ty Montgomery? Anthony is happy that his firstborn son has arrived. If you follow him on social media, you see all sorts of pictures. I think he'll be used quite a little bit as a change of pace / third down type running back. I know there's a lot of questions about if they'll use him as a receiver. I think they will out of the backfield as a running back. And I do think he'll get some reps at wide receiver. But for the most part, I don't see him, being the first, second down back like he was at the start of last year. I think they will use him. They'll use him as a weapon, but I don't think he'll be the lead back. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to jump. Thank you so much for all the questions. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to yours. I'll be back tomorrow. Who knows from where? But thanks a lot. Make sure you check PackersNews.com, especially for that fun story from Brett Favre about Aaron Rodgers. Until tomorrow, talk to you guys later.